Alright y'all, in today's video I want to give this bow away. So there's going to be details. You got to stay and watch it to see how you can win this left-handed bow. So here's how. Watch and see. Alright y'all, let's do a little follow-up video on getting ready for this fall. You seen I come out with my bow set up. I drew a tag, special type hunting. You've seen my last video. And I got two B3s, Mathews B3s I had set up. I got them set up to shoot longer range. And like I said, I was going to build up my muscles and really get ready to shoot a higher poundage and get ready to shoot a little flatter trajectory. That being said, you've seen that video. If you hadn't, go back and watch it. Oh, had a lot of unique stuff in there. But one thing I want to give a plug to Mathews for marketing. Yeah, here's where the story's going. A couple nights ago, Daniel come over and eat with us. Well, when the mail comes in, Sandy always puts it on the bar. I haven't looked at it. I don't hardly look at it unless something catches my eye there. Well, Daniel's sitting there eating. He's like, "Man, Mathews done sent you a brochure. You done got on their mailing list?" And I'm like, "Heck, I don't know if I've ever got one before." Well, he got it and got to open it up and look at it. And it had, the new line here, 2025 line, the Lift X. He looked at them and he's looking at it there, and I, like I said, I ain't been in the market for no bow. After he got through looking at it, I sort of looked at him and said, "Man, they come back out with a short model, 27.5 again." And I'm like, okay. Like I said, I put that video out the other day, got shooting it. I was laying there last night and I'm like, man, I believe I'd like shooting one of them bows. Because, I about always bought a bow every 2 to 3 years. That's sort of been my schedule. Like I said, I got shooting a crossbow last year, so I wasn't even interested in a bow. And it's been probably 5 years. Whenever the V3 first come out, I bought one that year, and then I bought one the next year, just for a spare. So I got laying there last night, and I was thinking, dang, I like the looks of them bows. Well, I had to go to Grenada today. Well, I knew Bag 40, at Grenada Sporting Goods store, carried a lot of Mathews bows. So I stopped in there, and I know him boys, and I was like, have y'all got one of the 27 lifts, X, and left-handed? Because like I said, it's hard to find a left-handed bow, y'all. And the guy, he's like, I know we got a 29.5. He said, I don't think we got a 27.5 in. He got over there and got it off the rack up there, and he handed it to me. He said, fill it up. Man, I put that thing in my hand. I was like, this sucker's light. And he says, a Light X, or whatever they call it, Lift X, Lift Light. Man, that thing's light. He said, yeah, they lighter than most carbon bows. And boy, he said, you want me to put a rest on it and a loop? I said, yeah. Let me shoot this thing. And I knew better than do that. I knew better than to shoot that bow. Well, I got back there and I shot it. And man. I guess that's how they sell bows. Because every 2 or 3 years, you can feel a difference in how they shoot. Well, that being said, I bought one. I bought one because, like I said, I got a unique plan for this fall with states I want to hunt. And he said, I sort of told him what I wanted to do, what I wanted to draw. And I said, I'm more interested in that 27.5. He's like, I think that little bit longer bow would be better if you shoot it on the ground. Man, I got shooting it. Gosh, dang, that thing feels good. That thing feels good with nothing on it. And shooting it with nothing on it. Well, I'm going to put a little bit of my stuff on it. But y'all, I'm finna get this baby ready to go for this fall. I'm finna shoot it. Put 70 cam modules on it. He turned it down a little bit for me. It's on 65 right now. Where all I got to do is crank it one round both there, and it'll be 70 pounds. But that 65 was no problem shoot. It just, boom, it felt good. Now, it don't have a back wall, but I've got the 26.5 inch draw, so I'm pulling against that back wall. And gosh, it feels good. So, we finna get this baby rigged up. Swap some of my sights on one of my V3s there, because he said, basically, you can just order you a bar in that CBS or CBE or whatever that site's called. He said, it'll interchange and go in this slide mechanism to get everything in line. So, I'm gonna do that. But y'all, like I said, I usually buy a bow every 2 or 3 years. I've pretty much been doing it for 40 years now, so I've bought a good many bows in my life. And I've never sold a bow. I've never sold a bow that I bought. I always give them away. I always just give them to somebody I thought could use them. Or, like I said, at first it's all right-handed bows because you couldn't find no left-handed. But I'm going to give one of my left-handed. Right now, I've got option 6. This is an option 6 Elite. If any of y'all know a young guy or something out there, like I said, it's left-handed. It's got a whisker biscuit on it. Y'all seen this in a couple videos years ago. I've killed several deer with this thing. I liked it. When they come out with the V3s, I like that shorter bow, and that's what I've had since. But right now, if you know anybody, share it. Tell them. Get up with me on Do It Yourself Hunter. Email me at doityourselfhunter@gmail.com. I'll put it on the bottom screen here. I want to give this bow away. To me, I'd rather for somebody to have it and it hang up here on the wall and somebody get some good out of it. Because y'all, out of all the bows I got a few that I never sell. I don't know what happened to them when I'm dead and gone, but I'll show you some of them right now. Some of the bows I've got that I still kept them. They got a lot of sentimental value too. And like I said, and they're different. They're all different type. The first one I got is an old, let me go get it, because they're all right here close. Alright, here's an old bow. How many of y'all remember one of these here? The very first overdraw that I remember. A Mach Flight 4 PSE. Y'all, this thing, I remember years ago, like I said, I bought this thing in the late 80s when I was shooting it. 90, somewhere right in there. Because I remember I went on a mule deer hunt in Colorado. It was one of them you pay as a trespass fee. I think I was 19 years old or so. And I missed the biggest mule deer I've ever seen with this bow. And a lot of it was my fault. You always had to shoot because this thing didn't have no cutout for the overdraw that much. So you really had to watch it. You about had to shoot feathers. Well, that thing come up there and I shot right to the right of it. Big old son of a gun. But I killed a lot of deer with this thing. But I'll never get rid of this. No PSE. Mach Flight 4. How many of y'all ever seen that? These bows. I got more and better than that. Here, let's see the next one here. Here's a unique one, y'all. Have you ever seen a all wood with cams? I don't forget what he called this thing. Tim Sizemore was the guy's name that built these things. Remember meeting him at the hunting show in Memphis years ago, y'all. Because one of the old shows where I shot that elk straight on at 7 yards, this is the bow I shot it with. Had a slide sight on it right here where you just slid a pin up and down on one pin sight and shot it. Killed several with it, but now you had to shoot feathers with it. Or it'd kick on you. There's a unique bow. I'm curious, hey, leave me a comment. How many of y'all have seen a bow like this? A wooden compound bow. I think this old saying used to be where tradition meets new. Because he sort of got the recurve limbs but got cams on it. That's the next one. And here's another one, y'all. Probably over the years, I've by far bought more Mathews bows than any other brand, any other one brand. Or I've bought a lot of different ones now. But this one right here is a Legacy. Man, I don't even know what year bought it, what year this bow is. But now, I like this bow. It had a good brace height on it. I killed a elk in Idaho with this bow. That's why I remember it. And I shot him about 40 yards and it hit him in the flank, locked in his shoulder. You couldn't even see the arrow in him. He didn't run 30 yards over the hill there and died. This is another one I won't ever get rid of. Mathews Legacy. Alright, here's probably pretty close to being my all-time favorite bow. Elite Energy 32. A lot of guys that had this bow, Probably sick. This is pretty much the bow that put a lead on the map. They had this, man, this valley. You just draw back and it just was sweet. And it was the very first 60-pound bow I ever bought, because that's all they had. And man, I was wanting a bow that weekend, and the guy's like, man, because I called around. But back then there wasn't very many elite dealers. And I just got calling around, and the guy said, I got one left-handed, 60-pound. And it was like 27-inch draw. And I'm like, man, I've always shot 70 pounds or higher. So, but I wanted the bow so bad. I got it, and y'all, I've shot through some big deer, probably some of the biggest deer I've shot through. That I know the year I got it was in probably 2016, because that's the year I killed that big Iowa buck. I hit him right here and it come out right there. But this bow right here, man, I've killed a lot of stuff, and I'm talking about it hit where I was looking at. Oh. But it just sort of got outdated, but it's got a place as long as I live. Like I said, this is way up there for my favorite bow. Here's the next and last one that I'll keep for sure. For now, you know, there may be some new models. This Light X might get to stay year round. This is the V3. It's short. Y'all seen it? I've killed several deer with this bow. Oh, I got it dipped in DSF Hunter camo. Got it hydro dipped. I won't get rid of this bow. Like I said, I like it. You know, maybe one day I get famous and put a museum and they'll put these bows in. I don't know. But I definitely will keep these. But now the other one, the green one I'm just now shooting, probably at Christmas I'll give it away. But right now I want to give the Option 6 away. So like I said, just email me if you know a young guy or something. And like I said, I'll mail it to him. You know, if I get 4 or 5 requests, I'll basically pick the one I think would be the best, because like I said, I want somebody to hunt with it. It's not doing no good sitting around. But these got a lot of sentimental value here. And that Option 6, I killed some good deer with it. That 2-buck tree in Arkansas several years ago. I killed a buck one Friday, killed a buck one Saturday, same tree. That was with that bow. But this one here has just been, it's been a good one. It's been a good one. This is probably pretty close to number 2 right here, all the bows I've had. But I would probably have to say the Energy 32 is, it's a little above these. I don't know. It was just something about that bow I could hit with it. I could hit it with it. That was the first bow that I really got that I was super confident. That deer come in and give me a good shot, man, I could hit where I was looking at. So, yeah, just sort of want to make a video of some of my old bows, because I know that some of y'all that's my age, y'all went through a bunch of them too. So leave me a comment. Just sort of curious to see what y'all do with your old bows. You know, I know there's a lot of guys that buy a bow this year and they'll sell it and buy another next year. I just ain't never done that. I usually would make it 2 years or 3 years a lot of times, and then I just looked at it. I sort of had sentimental value to it, or if somebody come along, I thought, man, they can get some good out of it. I just give them away. That's just me. That's just me. So, hope you enjoyed it, because I'm finna get this Lift X out, and you'll see some more videos of it later. I may have to get Daniel over here and see if I can shoot with his PSE he always likes. Now he can shoot now, but this thing feels good. You know, I don't know if I can hang with him. I think I can get pretty close. So I'll get him over and we'll do some shooting. So see y'all on the next one.